Welcome to Your Thoughts, Your Reality with Michael Cole, the podcast that shines a compassionate light on the journey of veterans battling through life's challenges. Michael is a dual elite certified neuro encoding specialist in coaching and keynote training presentations, dedicated to guiding military veterans as they navigate the intricate pathways of post-deployment life. Join him as we delve into the profound realm of neuro encoding science, empowering these brave individuals to conquer universal battles, procrastination, self-doubt, fear, and more. Together, let's uncover the strength within you to re-engage with families and society, forging a new path forward.
Hello, everybody. So, hey, we are double dosing today for the Your Thoughts, Your Reality podcast, and we had Marcus Weiss rescheduled, which is absolutely fantastic. So, good friend of mine, and I just want to tell a little bit about Marcus, and then we'll just jump on in. So, Marcus is a dual elite certified neuroencoding specialist, actor, director, and educator with the mission to spread good vibes and help others live fulfilling lives. And I'll tell you what, that is the truest statement ever. I gotta say it. Early in his career, Marcus discovered the transformative power of joy to overcome depression and has since dedicated himself to helping others embrace optimism, vitality, and self-leadership. He combines his background in the arts and neuroencoding science to guide individuals in creating meaningful connections and unlocking their passions. It's Marcus, you're amazing, man. You're a sought-after coach and a speaker. What else can I say? I can sit here and just say good stuff about you for 30 minutes, brother.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, exactly. And so I thank you, and I could do the same thing with you. And so 30 minutes plus 30 minutes, we would have the hour. And I would like to suggest that any one of us listening and watching could also say wonderful things about themselves for 30 minutes.
Absolutely. Love that.
What I mean? Yeah. Like, and it's so hard sometimes. It's so hard to say good things about ourselves or others or about the world. And that's, I believe, why we're here.
Yes, it is. There you go, man. Hey, I'm done. Marcus is running the show.
I don't know. Okay.
Marcus, real quick.
Yes,
why don't you tell us just a little bit about yourself, and then we'll dive in.
Sounds great. All right. My name is Marcus Weiss, and by profession, I'm an actor, director, coach, presenter, speaker. And by passion, I soar hearts. I empower, enable, help, guide people to live from within, to get the best of themselves out, to live. And a lot of that has to do with learning how to open your eyes in the morning and say it's going to be a great day, whether verbally or to yourself, and then moving towards that light, whatever that light is for you. And so that wherever you turn your head and your hearts, you see something to move towards. And so that's the mission I'm on. That's the reason I believe I was put into this shell of a body, onto this spinning orb in the universe. That's just a little bit about me. And I could tell you that yes, I'm an award-winning actor. I've been in the professional entertainment industry for over 45 years. It's my birthday, by the way, on Monday, and I'm going to say it out loud, I'm turning 57, and that's great news. Woo! Above ground, okay? And I could say that I was with Blue Man Group for many, many years. I could say that I'm with Cirque du Soleil. I could say that, yes, I have spoken on stages all over the world and performed as well. And yet it doesn't matter what happened 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, or even 10 minutes ago. What matters is the here and now, and how we perceive it, and how that perception compels or incites or inspires us to move forward. And I'm just saying forward. I'm not saying onward and upward. I'm just saying forward in our lives.
Absolutely. So before we really dive in, I just want to let everybody know. Let's see if I do the point the right way. I did it. On the top right-hand corner of your screen, there is a blue QR code. Please, there you go. Please, scan that if you're on the podcast forums later on. It's empowerperformancestrategies.com. Again, empowerperformancestrategies.com. It takes you to the website, has all kinds of other episodes of the podcast. It has free ebooks for both veterans and their families that I've written. It has it has, sorry, something popped up. Scotoma. Um, it has Facebook groups for both veterans, again, and their families. Be part of the mission, be part of the community, join us, and let's move the mission forward. So with that said, this is what popped up. Happy
Yeah.
birthday from Susan. So
Thank you, Susan. Yes, happy birthday. You know, I will say something about, yes, my birthday, because check this out. Every year, and I do mean every year, I underplay my birthday, whether subconsciously or consciously. I don't make a big deal out of it. I forget to tell people. I don't tell people. And every day after my birthday, I somehow wish I had made a bigger deal out of it. Not for selfish reasons, but just to celebrate myself, and through that celebrate life.
So do me a favor, Marcus, because you deserve all the celebration. You deserve all that celebration.
Sure.
Put a alarm clock on your phone for 8 a.m. to tell people about my birthday.
Every day from now until Monday, you mean?
No, just on Monday. Just on Monday.
Just on Monday? Okay.
Just that way you can't say I forgot.
Yes, that is true.
And here's the other thing, my friend. You think I'm not going to post it? It's in my calendar.
Let's go. Let's go.
If there's a person that deserves to be celebrated, Marcus, truly, in this world, with the light you shine and the joy and the love that you give, it's you. I'm just saying that right now.
Thank you, Michael.
Absolutely.
I received
Absolutely.
I received that.
Excellent, man. So let's dive in, shall we?
Yes.
All right. So we're gonna be talking about the life you love, or creating the life that you love. So when you speak about joy as a tool for transformation, how can veterans and their families begin to reconnect with that joy, so that they do love the life that they have, and or will have even more so?
Mm-hmm. So joy comes in many forms. I show up with a lot of energy often. So when I connect to that light, to that joy, which begins, by the way, in here, it's not found out there. It's perhaps triggered or enabled or guided or helped by the outside, but ultimately the light that shines and creates those feelings of joy that I'm talking about is inside of each and every one of us. And I like to call it a pilot light of joy. And it exists in all the listeners and all the viewers in this very moment. Now, pilot lights, for those of you who don't remember or don't know what that is, it's that little gas flame that used to exist, as it still exists, inside of stoves that was always burning. And then when you turn the stove on, it created a little spark, and that woof, and then you had the gas flowed, and then you have more light. So I believe that that's always within each and every one of us. I believe we're born with it and we live with it. It's just a matter of sometimes it's turned down so low by circumstance or by ourselves, by how we perceive our circumstances, that we can barely feel it, barely perceive it. And if we can't perceive it, the outside won't perceive it either. And so how do families and veterans and their families kind of reconnect to that? I've said this before, I believe, and I will say it again, is set the bar low. Like, start with the idea that you set the bar low. And by low, I mean, that's just because people use the phrase set the bar high. So just for lack of a better term, set the bar low, meaning be grateful about the small things. And again, joy can take different forms. I began by saying that, I'm like a light bulb that might be 120 watts. Just because you don't feel this amazing sort of blaze or this blinding light coming, streaming from within you, or you don't feel that, this hot burning exuberance, does not mean that you're not turning it up. So set the bar low and start with feelings of gratitude. And if feelings of gratitude is too big of a phrase, then just acknowledge some things, which is, for example, that you're listening to this, that you have ears to hear, that you have eyes to see, that you have reason, that you can reason, that you are perhaps still, that you are sitting upright, and if you're not, that your eyes are open, or that you have taste buds, or that you can feel things, or that so it can just start with that, because those are some things that others do not have. And if you need to begin by comparing yourself to others, then I would certainly embrace and encourage you, listener, you viewer, to do that. And so to acknowledge what's already around you, what you already do have,
Mm.
and acknowledge those feelings. If you acknowledge it and say, yes, I do have sight, then go like, ooh, make a little fisticuff like this and go, yes. And acknowledge that that is joy, that can be joy. It's gratitude, joy, awe, wonder are all within the same family. Eventually, you will start to look at things that are bigger in the moment, like, oh my goodness, I have a giggling child over there, or maybe it's not even your child, maybe it's somebody else, and maybe, oh, I see a smile on somebody in the grocery store, and rather than being like, oh, well, that person might have something I don't, instead you go, that's a smile on the face of a human being, and then there's smiles in general, and from there you might expand to imagining things that are not right in front of you.
Mm. Yeah.
Like, well, maybe there's a smile somewhere else, or maybe I can put a smile on somebody else tomorrow. Who could that be? Because smiles feel good. Who do I know I can put a smile onto? Ooh, who could I text right now? Who could I FaceTime? And then from tomorrow or this afternoon, and that might then expand to, what can I do with my life?
Mm.
But it
Yeah.
starts with the present moment, Michael, I believe. It
And
starts with
you dropped so many amazing things there. First of all, the light bulb may not be the brightest, but make it an LED so it's steady and doesn't burn out. Let's start there. Let's just start there, right? Because consistency is how you win. The tortoise and the hare, right? I mean, we can go back to there. It's not about speed. It's not about those things. It's consistency and building these skills that Marcus is talking about right now. The thought patterns are amazing. Okay, so I just want to, you dropped, I don't know how many amazing things, and it was so hard to be quiet while you kept on your flow, man.
That's right. Yeah,
No,
please feel free to interrupt, because it's in the interruptions, it's in the tangents that treasures can be found.
No, but if I would have, some of those other nuggets wouldn't have been dropped. So I wanted to be in my silence. I wanted to let you flow and do your thing, because it was awesome. So those things that you talk about is just the little gifts, right? When you wake up, you do a pattern to get yourself ready and excited for the day, right? And it's a non-negotiable. And I do the same thing. When I wake up with a goofy smile on my face, and I say, what exciting, cool things am I going to do and learn today? Because every day is that gift. And I celebrate it, because we're neuroencoders. It's smile, let the good hormones, sink in there, and celebrate it, so your mind is looking for those again the next time. And then they become habits. So I love that you said that, because I do something very similar. But here's the thing that I find, Marcus, and I'm sure you do too, when you're working with somebody, is it's the little gifts that people forget about and just move past and aren't present. So if you can slow down and see just those little gifts, like you said, I brushed my teeth today because I can. I got out of bed today because I can, because there are so many others that can't. And when you have that gratefulness, it starts creating joy and an uplifting feeling in your body, period. I mean, I don't know anybody that walks around, talks about gratefulness, and isn't a happier person. How about you?
Yes. And thank you so much, Michael. Oh, yes, absolutely. And there are also so many nuggets in what you just said. I will just, in this moment, grab onto that very last thing you said. I would add to that, stay in the gratitude at the end of that thought process, so that if we do go, I get to go to bed because I have one, or I get to go to bed because I am able, because I'm able to, and others can't, then go, and others can't, come back to your life.
Amen. Yeah.
Come back to the celebration of what it is that you can do, unless you're going out to go because others can't. And therefore, I'm going to take myself who can to go and help those. You know what I mean? So that, because oftentimes I have found in gratitude exercises, thank you. Yes. In gratitude exercises, I will often stay stuck in those who can't. And I will stay in a mode of sort of, I used to, before I became a neuro encoding specialist, and I would stay in that sense of melancholy, sadness, despair, even for those who can't, who I did not then take action for because I was imagining people in other countries or other situations. And I didn't do anything about it, but I stayed in there and therefore did not really serve my own or their uplift. And so I was in a low state. See this face? I'm an actor too. So I'm sort of reliving that. So it's important, I believe, in those situations is to acknowledge that and then come back to turning that light and keeping that light going so that we can do something with that light, that we can keep ourselves in that state, and that becomes your default.
Absolutely. And I love that you said that. Thank you for adding that on there, because that is so important. And you're right, because we can do that and think about the people in California with the fires, or the people in North Carolina with the floods. And we can stay in that space, which doesn't serve anyone.
No, it doesn't serve anyone. Use that to go like, hey, and I can, because they're in California, they can't. And then we go like, and I can, and therefore I will do this or I will do that. Now, whether it's going to California and digging the hands, or whether it's going overseas and serving people overseas, or whether it's coming on this podcast and serving people in a different space, we have got to turn that light up so we can keep this world, a light. Yeah. And I heard something brilliant, Michael, in this moment. I would love to share. No darkness can exist with even the slightest amount of light in it. As soon as darkness has even a tiniest bit of light, it's no longer darkness.
Amen.
And yet darkness can't put out light. You know what I mean? You can't have a little bit of darkness and all of a sudden the light is no longer light. The light is just a little dimmer.
Absolutely. I love that. I absolutely love that. Let's dive in a little bit more to creating through joy, through those gratefulness, and just continue this going on to creating the life you'll love.
Great.
Because that's what the ultimate goal is, right? Because if you love your life and you're happy and you're grateful and you're these things, you're going to impact everyone around you. And I talk about this a lot, that ripple effect, and we'll call it being a leader in that sense. When you have that and you magnetize more people towards you, because people want that. They're like, what's he doing? What's she doing? God, I like that. And when you start getting, those people around you and growing that life, if you will, talk about that a little bit more, about the just continuing that and what it attracts, and then we'll circle back to other ways to create the life you love.
Yeah. Oh, so good. So good. So creating the life you love, I believe, it's like a two-way street. So it has to do with perspective on what already exists, and it has to do with then changing your life, like doing things to change, I suppose, your circumstances or influence your circumstances. Right. So if I were just to say, create the life you love, somebody might go, get a new job, or build a house or something like that. Yeah. At the same time, creating the life that you love has to do with creating this sense of unconditional love. Like love that where the secret to living is giving without the expectation of return. So that, for example, if you want to, love the life with your children, then it's not just about creating the events or keeping them healthy, but it's also learning how to love them without the expectation of them doing something in return, so that you go back to gratitude. So that's also a way to create the life you love. It's not just an external influence and change. So I think that's really, really important. But like you said, when you create the life you love, and it's this love that does not expect anything sort of in return,
Mm.
then you're showing up in a way that is really attractive, that magnetizes people. And we believe as neuroencoding specialists that you magnetize things to you. So whenever you show up, no matter what happens to, I was going to say to you, but no matter what happens, you're going to meet it with like this light. It's not always a toothy grin. It's not always like, yeah, wow. It's met with a calm. It's met with a groundedness. It's met with an acceptance. And so you're just walking through life that way. And people, like you said, whether they're aware of it or not, will look at you, will feel you, will talk to you in ways that are in admiration of that and are of, dare I say, in love with that. And they're going to want to do things with you. They're going to want to turn towards you. They're going to want to celebrate you. And that feels good getting that. Right. And so you'll get, in practical terms, you'll get people cooperating with you. You'll get people to work for you. You'll get, if you're a leader, which I'm sure many of the listeners and viewers are, they'll, people will follow you and stay with you. Spouses will want to hang out. Kids are going to want to play with you. So I hope that helps.
It does dramatically. And then let's go back to expectations, right?
Yes, please.
Because it's like a Christmas present in your life every day, okay? When you give out that joy and that exude that with no expectation, when you give that gift and you don't get that response you're expecting, it doesn't feel good. And that's why they say give the gift just for the giving.
Yeah.
Right? Because it feels good to give.
Yeah.
So that expectation part that you brought up, I think, is super important, because when you have that expectation of, oh, if I do this for them, I'm going to expect this, or if I say this to them, I expect that. How many times does it really work out that way from what you have in your head? Let's be honest, right? So if you can remove that expectation, holy wow, it changes the game.
So, right. So somebody might go, okay, well, absolutely. And somebody might go, well, let's say in the process of creating the life that I love. Mm-hmm. And by the way, I would have in parentheses, by creating love for life. Mm. How do you get to loving your life? Well, it's learning how to love life. Mm. And somebody might go, well, let's say I want to become a boss, or I want to move up in my company. And how can I then, and so I give, so I'll give and I'll show up like this. And yet somewhere in there, right, you don't get what you expect. Like you don't get the promotion, or they're not responding to you in the way that you expect, that you again expected. Or maybe let's say, okay, I'm not expecting it, but I'm hoping for it, but I'm wishing for it. That's still a version. It's like a cousin of expectation. You know what I mean? Like
second cousin or something.
Yeah, you're like being aspirational is like, it becomes like a 16th of an inch towards expectations, and so you don't get that. So you can only influence people. You can't control them, right? So then you have to go back to, well, find a way to love what you do. Mm. And if you don't, and love can take different forms. And love sometimes is not just following your heart. I was reminded of this recently, if I may share this.
Please.
Lead your heart. Mm. Sometimes you got to lead your heart. Don't always follow it. I think I say this all the time. Follow your heart. Sometimes we need to be the leaders of our own hearts. And that is a form of love also, is that we might feel, we don't feel like we love the work, but it's like we have to then lead our heart into like acting as if we loved it. Mm-hmm. A famous boxer whose name I won't mention right now, or it's not important, said, doing what you love, Discipline is doing what you don't love as if you loved it.
Amen.
That's discipline. So,
Yeah.
so we're talking about getting into the discipline of loving life,
Yeah.
of finding a way. It's a practice. It's a habit.
Yeah. Your conditioning and neuro encoding, God knows, has helped both of us with that, right?
Yeah.
I know we've both been in dark places, and we've both come on the other side of that. And I don't want to get it deep into this right now, but I mean, how has life changed for both of us in the last 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, tremendously. Tremendously. I mean, look at you go.
Look
I
at
mean,
you.
oh, thank you.
You in my life, just every time I get to talk to you, and I do say get to, because I'm grateful for it.
Mhm.
Every time I'm just like, I'm going to have Marcus on. I'm going to get to call Marcus. I mean,
That's the key. Yeah, man.
because of the love, because of all of those amazing things, that you bring to the table, because of the way you do live your life in love. And I think it's fantastic, man. I really do.
Thank you, and the same, and thank you, Michael. And I feel the same. I really need to say ditto, and I really would love to point out that in this moment, when we shine light out to each other, because we are giving to each other, we feel each other's light, and the light sort of bounces back and forth. It's like an updraft almost. It's like this heat plus that heat is more heat, or this light plus that light, and it kind of goes back and forth, and we're inspired by each other, right? And then both of us will leave this podcast and turn our beings towards the next thing that we do with that increased, call it energy, call it vitality, call it love for life, call it, looking forward to the next thing. And whatever that thing is, and if we cannot expect that next thing to be anything specific, then we're just like, I'm going to turn towards whatever. That's called loving life. That's called loving life. And then the key is when whatever comes, you got to have we get to have the discipline to go, yep, that's life.
Life be life, and
life. Did that go up? Was that a tangent? No.
So we're almost out of time, unfortunately. I want to share something, a little exercise just for people really quick. It's called the 50-foot rule. And this is something I've done. And you talk about a change in people around you. Mm-hmm. Walk around, don't say it out loud, but put intent on people within 50 feet of you and say to yourself again, because if you say it out loud, they may lock you up. I love you. And literally just kind of feel that for the other human being. You don't need to know them or any of those things. And I have done this for a long time now, if you will, since learning from Joseph McClendon III, our mentor. And I go and have some of the amazing conversations in places that before I'm just angry trying to get out of Walmart, for instance. I can't tell you how many conversations I've told my wife about in people. I just had this conversation with this person because of this or that. And because just having that and the attraction energy-wise, mm-hmm. and people wanting to be involved in it. Mm-hmm. It's one of the coolest exercises that I do that I really enjoy. Do you do that one? I'm just curious.
I do that one. And that one, it has become a part of me, right? When a habit, when discipline becomes a habit and it sort of becomes you, that is a big part of me. And I think I know from experience that what happens is positive expectancy in connecting with people, so that there's a positive expectancy of having a connection. So as soon as you open your mouth or as soon as you smile, you are already envisioning that something good is coming out of it. That something good will come out of it. And because of that, it does. That's an incredible thing. And amazing stuff happens as a result of that. Like physical things will happen in your life. Somebody all of a sudden they're like, oh, I do this. Oh, you do? Well, I do this. Well, hey, in that case, can this happen? And all of a sudden, you got yourself some things going on.
Yeah, absolutely love it. And I think one of the, people are like, what are you talking about? Just put it in perspective. When you're in your car, and you're looking at somebody for whatever reason, just randomly looking at somebody, and they look back at you just randomly, and you're like, oh crap, and you have no idea what just happened. That's that energy that is actually happening. It's scientific. It's not woo-woo and unicorns and rainbows. It literally is a scientific thing that happens. It's phenomenal if you ever want to look into it. So, hey Marcus,
Yes.
past time already, brother.
Okay. Oh man, I get to come back. I get to come back.
I'll see you tomorrow at.
Yes.
Of course, you're going to come back. Of course. First of all, how do people reach out to you?
I am the Marcus Weiss Experience, as you can see here on the screen, or that you're hearing, the Marcus Weiss Experience on Instagram. I am Marcus Jacob Weiss on Facebook. My website is www.themarcusweissexperience.com. And you can also, I have the Joy Experience, if I may share that. I have a live online event coming up on February the 8th. Starting at noon. So I'll send you the link and you can maybe put that in the comments and sort of look out for that. And people can join me in that 2-weekend, 4-hour total event. But please do reach out to me if you need yourself some of this. If you need yourself some joy or just to get some more guidance and help, I'm here to serve. Absolutely.
Love it, man. And Marcus, please feel free to go into all the social media that, we're connected on it and post whatever you need, man. Anybody that gets to work with you is blessed. Let me just say that you're a phenomenal light in this world, man.
Thank you. So,
with that said, give us 3 tips to get veterans and their families further faster.
Okay, begin as Michael said. This is a very specific thing, and it might sound silly. And it's great that it does. In the morning, when your eyes first open, you do something physical with your body. And this is what I do. Take your fingers to your eyes, make them like this, and go, it's going to be a great day. And it sounds ridiculous. And even if you remember this moment, you pull your eyes open and you say that out loud, and your brain will believe you. Second thing, really important, it sounds ridiculous. Put some water with a little bit of lemon, if you can, in your body first thing in the morning. And that does a couple of things. It hydrates your body. It's actually good for you. And it says to you another thing, that you are worthy of being hydrated. You are doing something that is good for you. Okay. That's the other thing. And so that's number 2. And number 3, assume positive intent. And this has to do with this, and assume positive intent, assume positive content, meaning that whenever you see somebody or something coming your way, even if you need to count to 5, don't open your mouth, don't do anything. Remember this moment and assume something positive is going to happen.
Love it.
And that has to do with, loving that person. So, because sometimes that can be a lot for people, but just assume. And by positive, I just mean something that opens your heart rather than closes it. So those are the 3 things. Start with, it's going to be a great day. Take some water into you and assume positivity moving forward.
I love it. And I just want to add to that just real quick. So please, when you do these things and you are in that state of mind, the little things don't bug you. The stacking perception of good things coming puts you in a different state of mind, and the little things don't bug you like they normally would. For me, I'm just saying for me. So with that said, Marcus, love you, brother, man. I truly do. Most important resource we have as human beings is time. We don't get it back. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for spending time with us and our audience, bringing joy and happiness and all these amazing tips and thoughts, man. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. Thank you for having me, Michael.
All right, and on that note, say that again. I'm sorry.
I said any and all times.
We'll have you back for sure. All right, everybody, we're out of here.
Thank you for joining us on another insightful journey of Your Thoughts, Your Reality podcast with your host, Michael Cole. We hope the conversation sparked some thoughts that resonate with you. To dive deeper into empowering your thoughts and enhancing your reality, visit empowerperformancestrategies.com. Remember, your thoughts shape your reality, so make them count. Until next time, stay inspired and keep creating the reality you desire. Catch you on the next episode.